Ukrainian prosecutors are expanding their war crimes investigations in the northeastern suburbs of Kyiv after Russian forces withdrew. Reports of killings of civilians have primarily focused so far in the northwestern suburbs of Busha, but the Ukrainian Prosecutor General's office said Tuesday it was also looking to events in the Brovary district, which lies to the northeast. Russian troops advanced into that area last month before retreating to focus on fighting in eastern Ukraine. The prosecutor's office said the bodies of 6 civilians have been found with gunshot wounds in a basement in the village of Shevnikova, and Russian forces were believed to be responsible. European Union officials Monday held talks with the prosecutors from the International Criminal Court, and both the EU and ICC have sent investigators to Ukraine to gather evidence. Russia is not a signatory to the International Criminal Court, and international law expert Luis Viveros told VOA for that reason it will be difficult to prosecute individual war crimes on the battlefield. But Viveros says, in his opinion, there is a lot of evidence of war crime in Ukraine, and he said Vladimir Putin should face justice.
To get to him would be the creation of a special tribunal to prosecute the crime of aggression.
Ukraine said Tuesday it is investigating a claim that a poisonous substance was dropped on the besieged port city of Mariupol, as Western officials warned that any use of chemical weapons by Russia would be a serious escalation of the already devastating war there. British Foreign Secretary Liz Truss said Britain and its partners were aware of the reports and working urgently to verify the details. She said if Russian President Vladimir Putin and his regime are found to be guilty, they will be held accountable. The British government confirmed Tuesday Prime Minister Boris Johnson and his finance minister will have to pay fines in the country's pandemic lockdown rules. Johnson and the Chancellor of the Exchequer, Rishi Sunak, have been under investigation for 12 parties held at both the Prime Minister's official residence, number 10 Downing Street, and the Cabinet Office, some of which were attended by government ministers and their staff. A government spokesperson confirmed the fines Tuesday. Police said some 50 people would face fines or other penalties over the parties. The political opposition in Britain has called for Johnson's resignation over the scandal. Johnson apologized for one incident, saying he thought it was a work event. British news reports say the parties were held during 2020 and 2021. One event captured in a photo published by the BBC shows Johnson and others gathered at the other number 10 Downing Street garden drinking wine in the May of 2020 when kids were not allowed to leave their homes without a reason and outdoor gatherings were limited to 2 people. U.S. government officials report Tuesday inflation in the nation continues to rise, with the most recent figures showing consumer prices rising at their fastest pace in more than 40 years. Associated Press Washington correspondent Sagar Magani reports.
The Labor Department says its consumer price index jumped 8.5% last month from a year earlier, the biggest year-over-year increase since late 1981. Inflation from February to March was up 1.2% compared to 0.8% from January to February. The report is the first to capture the full gas price surge following Russia's Ukraine invasion. That's led to higher transportation costs for goods, which in turn are now more expensive for consumers, though inflation had already hit its highest level in 4 decades before the war. Everything from food to gas to housing costs more, wiping out pay raises many people have received. Sagar Magani, Washington.
Law enforcement officials in New York City say 5 people were shot at a subway station in the borough of Brooklyn Tuesday, and explosive devices were also found at the scene. Fire department personnel responding to reports of smoke early Tuesday at the 36th Street station in the Sunset Park neighborhood of Brooklyn found multiple people shot and unexploded devices. The fire department said 13 people were injured, but no details were provided. A photo from the scene showed people tending to bloodied passengers lying on the floor of the station. According to multiple law enforcement sources briefed on the investigation, preliminary information indicated a suspect was seen fleeing the scene wearing a construction vest and a gas mask. The incident caused subway delays throughout New York City. Repeating this hour's top news story, Ukrainian prosecutors are expanding their war crimes investigations in the northeast suburbs of Kyiv.
Hi, thank you for watching. I hope the videos are useful for you. Please subscribe to my channel using the button below.